Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a food related Disney video. It's not one that I've ever done before. I've done quick service and table service restaurants before, but I've never done snacks at Disney. So I thought today would be a good day to film that video for you guys. I can also do an updated table service and quick service restaurant video if you would like to see that, because we've pretty much doubled the number of restaurants that we've been to from last year's trip, because when we went with our parents we would tend to do a lot of things off-site, so we would eat a lot off-site. So it's only really been the last 2 years that we've been eating on Disney property. So keep in mind that all of these snacks have been consumed by us in the last 2 years. I'm going to do my 5 favourites I think, and then my 3 least favourites, just because there's more favourites than least favourites. Least favourites was very hard to do. I couldn't think of that many. There's one that made it to the top and then the other ones were really hard, but I've done it anyway. So 5 top ones, 3 bottom ones. I'm going to get right on into this. Remember to give this a big thumbs up and to subscribe as well if you enjoyed this video, and also hit that little bell notification button as well. So I'm going to start off with my favourite snacks. So starting with number 5, so my least favourite of my 5 favourites. Mine is the triple chocolate cupcake from Be Our Guest. So this is available for both lunch and breakfast, and this is more of a dessert kind of thing. This does include desserts at quick services as well as individual snacks at snack places, just keep that in mind as well. But whenever I go to Be Our Guest now, I'm always going to get the triple chocolate cupcake. I got it for lunch for 2016 and then I got it for dinner last year, and I've also had the grey stuff as well, but I wasn't overly keen on it. It's alright, but I prefer the triple chocolate cupcake. I've had it twice, that just shows how much I really love it. I'm going to have it again this year because we are going to go back to Be Our Guest. If you're a big chocolate fan like myself, I would 100% recommend getting the triple chocolate cupcake over the grey stuff cupcake. I just think it's so much nicer. It is quite rich, so keep that in mind, but it's so tasty. The next snack is also from Magic Kingdom, and it is the Cheshire Cat tail from the, I believe it's the Cheshire Cat Cafe. It's just basically a chocolate twist. They're called chocolate twists, I think. And then it has pink and purple icing all over the top, and it's served slightly warm as well. It's so tasty. It's my favourite chocolate twist I've ever had. I love pastries. I'm a pastry person, so if you love pastries you will probably love this. We had this on our very last day last year, and it kind of just filled a little hole in me that didn't want to leave Disney, but I got to eat something yummy. Does that make any sense? It probably doesn't make any sense. The next snack is from Japan, and it's sort of more like a drink in a sense. It's called kakigori, and it's from the Japanese pavilion in Epcot. Essentially what this is shaved ice. It's just shaved ice, and then it has a flavouring kind of colouring, I don't really know, on top. We've had it twice. We had it twice last year. We had blue raspberry and we had strawberry. Strawberry was so tasty. Blue raspberry was okay, but the strawberry kakigori, oh, I dream of this stuff. It's so yummy, and it's great if it's really hot in the parks, which I find Epcot always usually is, because you're doing lots of walking around the World Showcase, so it's really nice to cool down and just, oh, that strawberry kakigori. You can also get milk topping on it. I can't remember the exact name of it, maybe it's just milk topping, but that isn't included in the dining plan, or you can get that for an extra snack credit, which I wouldn't do. But apparently the milk topping is really nice as well. We just tend to have it plain, and we like it plain. So the strawberry kakigori is number 3. Number 2 is a drink, and it is from Animal Kingdom, and I'm sure a lot of you who have been to Pandora in this past year have had this drink, and it is the Night Blossom from Pongu Pongu. It's my favourite drink I've ever had at Disney. Possibly one of my favourite drinks ever. I should probably have gotten what's actually in it, like the flavours in it, but I think there was apple in it. I think it's like raspberry and maybe a bit of lime or something. I don't know if I could taste a lot of lime, but I think those are the flavours in it. It's so good, and then it has boba balls on top, which are really nice, and they're really nice just to pop in your mouth. I just think it's so tasty. I'm 100% getting another one this year, and yeah, if you haven't tried it yet and you're going to Pandora, definitely get the Night Blossom We've also had the Pandoran Sunrise, which is sold in Satuli Canteen, which is really, really good, but the, what's it called? Night Blossom beats the Pandoran Sunrise. So now we're down to my number one snack, and it is a snack from Epcot. It's one that's not really spoken about much, but it is baklava from the Moroccan Pavilion. I love baklava. We had walnut baklava. Apparently that's the only one that's on the dining plan. They have like cashew baklava and other nut baklavas, but walnut one's the only one that's on the dining plan, but it was so tasty. It's just this like flaky kind of pastry with this nutty filling. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's so yummy. If you love pastries, again, I love pastries, so this is perfect for me, but if you love pastries and you love nuts, it's like heaven in a baklava. Nuts and pastry just made love and went inside my mouth and into my stomach. But yeah, those are my top 5 snacks from Walt Disney World. Do let me know what your top 5 snacks are as well. I would love to know, just so I have more things that I can try on future trips. I mean, we have a lot of things planned for this trip. But any more I can squeeze in, might as well. Helen will hate me for it, but oh well. Now I'm going to go on to my 3 least favourite snacks. So my favourite of my least favourites is a Coke float from the Magic Kingdom ice cream parlour on Main Street. Now, I didn't hate this. I actually thought it was quite nice, but it is quite weird how it's like Coke and ice cream and it's mixed together. I do find that strange, but it is a really refreshing snack. I'm not saying I would never get it again, but it is a little bit strange for me how it's like a mixture of the two. And I know that's probably a normal thing over in America, or is it? Let me know if you're in America. But yeah, it was just a little bit strange for me, but it was still tasty, and yeah, I did enjoy it. The next snack is the churros from the Mexican Pavilion in Epcot. Now again, I didn't hate these, but I have had a lot of churros in my life. That sounds really bad. I haven't actually had that many churros in my life. I've had a few churros in my life, and these are probably down the end of the spectrum, like all the way in the ground. I don't know. I just think I've had much better churros. I prefer larger churros rather than like, because they're really thin ones that kind of bend around. I prefer ones that are a bit fatter and a bit stodgier. They are nice, but if you prefer churros with a bit more churro to them, they are essentially a dessert at the Mexican quick service, but I would definitely recommend getting a Disney churro, like just the long one, over one of those. You do get about 5 or 6 with that, but I think the long one is just, I mean, I haven't actually had it, so I can't even say, but I think it would just be a lot better than those little tiny ones that don't really have a lot of dough to them. It is dough, right? Now we're down to my least favourite snack that I've ever had at Disney, and this one was an easy one to decide. It is the worst thing I've ever eaten at Disney, or one of the worst things, excluding food and wine. I'm doing a video specifically on food and wine at some point, which is why this does not include any food and wine food. But my least favourite snack that I've ever had at Disney are the s'mores from Cosmic Rays in the Magic Kingdom. We had these, so it was the 4 of us on our last full day in 2016. So myself, Helen, Amy and Abby, we all had them. We all hated them. I don't really know how to explain them. They're almost kind of like Pop-Tarts with chocolate chips in, but a million times worse. I don't know what it is. There wasn't much flavour to it. It was just very boring, essentially. Yeah, I would never have those again. I don't know if they still do them actually, I'm going to check. But they were the worst thing I've ever eaten at Walt Disney World, and I would recommend you do not go and eat them, or do go and eat them and let me know that I was wrong. So those are my favourite and least favourite snacks at Walt Disney World. Remember to let me know what your favourites were, and to like and to subscribe as well if you enjoy. Also remember that I'm still doing weekly vlogs which are uploaded on a Thursday, so check those out as well if you're interested. This week's we're going to Twycross Zoo, so hopefully that'll be interesting. But anyway, I will see you guys very soon, and I hope you have a great day.